Welcome back to Top Bins, where all of our opinions are garbage. My name is Alex, and I am joined once again by Ricky on my right. Welcome.
Hello.
And Jimothy on my left. Welcome back.
Good evening.
It's been a couple of weeks, but glad to be back, boys. I hope you enjoyed your mid-season, off-season, summer winter holiday.
Pre-World Cup break.
Pre-World Cup.
Very well needed. Needed the rest.
I agree, because this is the last rest you're getting for at least the next until Christmas, I would say.
Next 36 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. We don't get RDOs here. You guys barely get sick leave. You barely get paid.
We do so much overtime.
Oh, there'll
It's
be so much
ridiculous.
overtime in November when the World Cup comes.
Oh, boys, it'll be 24/7 episodes.
Triple time, mate.
Triple time, he reckons. Time and a half. We'll start with that. We'll talk to the union, the podcast union.
I'm leaving if I'm not getting triple at least.
We'll have a chat to the Wolfpack and we'll see what rates we can cut you. But no, welcome back, boys. Last couple of weeks, soccer's come back. All the big leagues, or all the leagues really, or most of the big leagues. A-League doesn't start till October, so I guess
Biggest league of all.
We're missing the biggest league. Yeah, that's right.
Of course. But we do have the Australian Cup to deal with until then, which is we'll leave that to the end to give our opinions on. But we have plenty to talk about. Everything's in full swing except for F1 because they want to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Bludgers those lot. All they do is sit around all day anyway. Even when they're working, they're just sitting there.
Yeah, they don't actually move or anything. They
No.
sit in a car, they sit in the garage, they sit at home.
That's right.
That's their whole life.
I swear to
Doesn't
God,
change.
Lando Norris or it was either Hamilton or Lando Norris was like, the chair is so comfy that even in qualifying, when you're just like sitting in the garage waiting for your go time, they fall asleep.
Yeah, they don't get out of the car. They just sit in there.
You can't tell me some big bopper in the NRL is having a snooze while they're on the bench. A-League, you're running 8 to 10 Ks a game, non-snoozing. Shit fight. Bludgers.
NRL players are a different breed. Rather than doing that, they're in the same cubicle doing
Oh,
They're just built differently.
forgot about that.
somewhere in Newcastle.
Ooh, it's not our fault. There's a cubicle shortage in Newcastle.
100%.
Look, he was just celebrating a recent purchase of a property on the Saturday.
yeah.
He
Fine,
felt a
it's
bit
fine.
sick. That's what his dad said.
That's what his dad said.
Well, did you see that because the new SFS has 600 men's and 600 women's toilets, they had to take those toilets from Newcastle. That's why. That's why there's a shortage.
Would have never guessed.
So look, it's not their fault. It is what it is. But I guess they'll have to soldier on. I don't know how, but it's their problem, not ours. Regardless, cheers to listening. Those who have enjoyed the episodes on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, smack that fucking bell. Smack that fucking bell.
Headbutt that fucking red button. Alerts on.
God. Our tech issues are wild, but it's a learning process. It's sorted. But yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Smack that fucking bell. Instagram, when you see the post, just give us a follow. It's quite hectic. We'll be more active there. If you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, we will post less on our personal accounts. So if you don't want to see it, you won't see it. But if you want to see it, go to the Instagram. We'll be posting more than just there's an episode up. And in the coming weeks, especially once the full swing of all the leagues are back. Other than that, where else can they follow us? On Spotify, rate us 5 stars or don't rate us at all, which has done well. We're sitting like a 4.8. So that one person who gave us a 4 stars, I've already emailed Spotify.
Spiteful.
You're not safe. You're not safe, to say the least. Was it you? You give me a cheeky smile.
I have a cheeky smile.
Do you know who it is?
Because there's another YouTube channel that has a very similar name to this podcast, so it might have been them. We might have to get them sacked by Spotify and YouTube.
What's the remember the dictator is like off with their heads. Off with their heads. That's fine.
Yeah, you're all good.
Off with their heads. Okay.
Well, 20, mister.
Well, I'm going to keep leaning forward because we've got tech issues, but when you guys are speaking, I'll do it. What do you want to chat about first? Then we've got NRL up on our board over there. But before we get into it, did you want to mention anything else out of the blue?
How was your weekend? How was your week?
Beautiful.
That you've been away because you've asked us,
beautiful.
but how was yours, Alex?
Delicious.
I spent the entire weekend looking forward to this, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad to be back.
Everything else was just, filler. Didn't matter.
It's just filler. It's just my life is filler until tonight. But nah, the kits of the week. We got Mac Bulls, the locals.
Goiba.
A-League didn't start 2 years ago, but some people think it did. And a team that's been around longer than MacArthur Bulls, Blunderland.
No,
the local six-a-side champions.
Both my teams.
They've won more titles than the Bulls anyway. So
True, we did. And to win that title, Jimmy missed a penalty in the shootout. So
Gotta make it interesting.
Typical Bulls.
No help from Jimmy there.
Massive save from the keeps.
Huge. But look, we'll get right into it. NRL, we're coming to the business end of the season. But I love how competitive NRL has been for the first time, what feels like years. It's similar to like NBA. NBA was dominated by like one or two teams for the last 6 years. NRL's swinging back into like the top 8. Parrot can still miss out on the 8.
Yeah.
Mathematically. I don't think they're going to. But the fact it's an option...
Yeah.
It's crazy, and like the NRL keep posting like where teams can finish like the highest and the lowest, and it's wild. Penrith can still not finish first; they're going to, but mathematically they can still finish like second or third. They're still Cowboys and who's third?
Third right now.
Yeah, Storm. So they can
Sharks.
both.
I think it might be Sharks.
I think it's Sharkies. So they can both mathematically finish first still with like 3 games to go.
Yeah.
It's looking
and
good.
You have from 5th to 9th, they're separated by I think 4 points, which is like, and I think 5th to 7th are exactly the same, and then 8th and 9th are separated by the 2 points. So the Raiders could make the 8.
Okay.
Para may drop out. Broncos could drop out. Anybody like could be up or down just with 1 week's worth of games. Depends how the results go.
Even just injuries and shit. Like I know Gerbo's out for the season, and now Garrick's out as well.
Yeah.
So Manly, I don't think Manly were going to be competitive, but now they're a complete write-off.
I'm just hoping we don't go below 10th. Or not. I'll be happy with 11th as long as we're not below Dogs or something.
I think Dogs can catch up.
Yeah, it's a bad, shitty time for
Dogs have Para this week, and then I'm sure that they played against like all the shit teams recently, like Knights, and unless they've got Tigers coming up, that'd be cream.
Who did the Titans win against this weekend? Or the last weekend they just went?
Fuck, I can't remember.
Last weekend,
they beat
Titans beat Manly Seagulls.
Manly, that's right. Yeah.
Who was it? He fucking knows exactly who it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Who?
No, you know what's funny about that game? Like when you're passionate about a team, you see them lose, and you get pretty angry, pretty upset. But that game, I was laughing majority of the game. It was one of those games we were comically bad. And I think the fact it was against the Titans, who were last place, it just made it even funnier.
Well, you might get your wish, and Manly do finish below Bulldogs because they play against each other last game of the season. So Bulldogs are going to go on to beat Sharks and Para the next 2 weeks. Josh Adokar masterclass, of course.
Of course.
Can I ask something? Have you still got him captain in your Supercoach team?
I only didn't captain Josh Adokar 1 week.
When he didn't play for the Buys.
Yeah, when he didn't play for the
so
Buys.
He's still there.
I've captained
going
every week.
strong.
I'm in the top 50%.
There you go.
I know that like the bottom 30% probably don't play, but I'm top 50% in Supercoach with Josh Adokar captain every week I can.
Yeah.
Still top 50%, hey.
Top 50%.
You take it.
I'm over a bunch of our mates, which is great. 100%. And that's what I mean. Next season, when I'm not giving myself the restriction of Josh Jackson and Captain Josh Adokar, you're all on fraud watch. You're all on notice.
Oh, no.
I'm going to be so competitive. You're all going to get slaughtered by the unhinged
head-to-head
top bin CEO.
It's semi-finals week. It's top 4 bounds. So
you are?
I'm in there.
Yep, I'm not. I didn't make the 8.
I'm versing Shelving Pongers. So wish me luck this week.
That's like...
It's very ironic, the name.
Is it not?
That's like...
Beautiful timing.
That's like Simpsons predicted this 20 years ago. So whoever that is predicted this at the start of the season.
It's an omen.
That's hectic. That's so good. Shelving Pongers. What's your team name? Is it Safe for Radio?
It's Ben Burbo's Boozy.
Right. What's yours?
I don't have a Supercoach team.
I thought you made one.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not in any club, any league.
You still have a name for your team.
Oh, I didn't. I don't know what I did it. I honestly haven't looked at it since the time I made it. I couldn't remember.
I think mine's like Top Bins CEO or some shit like that. That's my name for all my fantasy comps now. No, it's Top Bins HR, isn't it?
No, for Supercoach it's something different, I think.
I know your FPL is CEO.
But yeah, Top Bins CEO in all the Top Bins leagues.
Yeah.
We got a fair turnout for that too. The Top Bins like total points cop from FPL. There's like 28 or 29 people.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I haven't been happy with my first 2 weeks, but I've still managed to scrape a 9.
Because you got Kane.
Yeah.
Or the fact that everybody has Salah.
Better than Haaland this week.
Yeah, but like I captain Salah, I think. So
I captain Salah this week.
Yeah.
I was looking so good this week until like I had Robbo, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Salah. I'm like, mate, Salah captain. I'm like, I'm gonna go huge this week. I was already on 60 points by then, and they
just fizzled out.
Bro.
Fizzled out. No.
Lost my head to head by 1.
So my name on Supercoach is Top Bins human resources.
Right.
So that was last. Now I've promoted myself to CEO.
Right, that makes sense.
FPL
Understood.
for the coming year. But hey, how are you going with your FPL so far?
Not great. I thought I would whoop everybody in the league, but
you probably have like more than Jesus. You probably have Zinchenko as well.
yeah.
Zinchenko's not a bad shout.
I've got a few players, but that are doing well, and I've also got a few players that are not doing so great. So I'm sort of in the middle, but well,
I was doing above average. But I got rid of Sancho and Bernardo this week.
yeah.
I've got a massive hard on for Jadon Sancho, but I was like, my man scored 3 goals last year.
He's scoring a double against Liverpool this week.
I hope so. I hope so.
Still losing though.
Yeah. He'll score a double and we'll lose 6-2. Like this United. But we could chat about United for 2 hours, which we're not going to.
We'll get to Premier League in a bit.
We'll get to the Premier League in a bit, but because I don't want to rant about United because I feel like that's all we did with the first 20 episodes of this fucking podcast. I'm so over it. It's so exhausting. But yeah, and back to NRL. We're saying there's so many not dark horses, but there's so many competitive teams now. Who have you boys got as your dark horse for finals?
Dark horse for finals, as in to win the competition?
Yeah, I think it'll be all similar, but who do you reckon the dark horse is?
I'm liking South Sydney.
Yeah.
Now.
I agree.
Well, I was off him a lot at the start, but then since Latrell Mitchell come back, obviously you knew he was going to improve the team, not by as much as he has. It's not just his ability, it's he brings so much to that team morale-wise, and they all want to put in a better effort.
Just big energy.
Yeah.
Big energy merchant.
Trell energy, mate.
Trell Mitt is like last season. Yeah, bro.
I'm going to buy his shirt.
Yeah,
There's a Trell Mitt shirt.
Yeah, they're hectic.
They're so good. I'm going to buy one.
They're mad.
And if you're listening, get on it too.
Yeah. Get on them. They look hectic. But yeah, Trell Mitt is like last year's Tommy Turbo. Like just
the way,
can single-handedly carry a game. And Souths are already a somewhat competitive top 8 team. Where obviously Manly's shown that they're not even a top 8 team without Turbo.
No.
Where Souths are already somewhat competitive, this Trell Mitt...
Souths were really struggling without Latrell. Like, they were probably 2 points above Manly at the time.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Trell Mitt came back and they might have lost one. Maybe none.
Yeah.
Can't remember, but...
they actually might be...
They're in very good form. And they're like that kind of team with that kind of player can probably challenge.
Yeah, okay, so South lost to Sharks 21-20 a couple weeks ago.
That was a very funny game.
And
Trell Mitt had about 15 attempts at a field goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could not get it. It was pretty funny though. Like he had a great game, and then he tried all these like last minute like field goals when he could literally have just played it out wide. They would have got around the Sharks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poor South would have won that game if they had Adam Reynolds.
Yeah, I mentioned that at the start, just before the season started, and I said that I think the Broncos would just make the 8, and at this point in time, they're comfortable, but obviously results have to go their way to make sure they cement the 5th.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Souths are definitely missing that Adam Reynolds sort of figure. Yes, is it Lachlan Ilias? Is his name? Liam Ilias?
Lachlan Ilias.
He's good, don't get me wrong, but still, there's a very, very big difference between him and Reynolds.
To develop,
He's got a lot to learn, but... he's got a long way to go, but he does make like some good decisions, and a lot of his kicks actually you wouldn't expect it from a young kid like him. So, I agree. I think Souths would be the dark horse.
Yeah.
Given recent news that Latrell is potentially missing the next game or the Roosters game due to a groin injury.
Ooh.
He pulled up short in training. So if he stays injury free, my bet is Souths. But if he does get injured, then my bet's actually Cowboys.
I'm out of fucking trades and Supercoach. I'd use my last one on Garrick today.
South's play in 10 minutes.
In 10 minutes.
So
is the team lineup out?
He is going to be.
Is the lineup out?
Is
Mitt playing?
Yeah, but they can still change it literally.
No, I know. But 10 minutes.
It's usually 10 minutes. They go back into the sheds and they'll have it. So at the moment, as it stands, he is playing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So I think he's fun. I think he's good.
Okay.
Hope we're good now, but hopefully during the game he doesn't.
I think I would. Because Penrith have gone to they're so far ahead that the only people who want Penrith to win are Penrith fans.
Yeah.
Where like right now the people's team is Souths.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones who are gonna like Cowboys.
Them and the Chookies, I guess.
No, there's in no world will I ever support.
No,
Roosters.
I'm not saying, but a lot of people support Chookies too, and the fact that that round 25 is Souths and Chookies, and it could come down to the wire between whoever wins in that game may knock out the if Souths win, Chookies can potentially not make the 8.
No chance. Forza Redfern.
But like, with Souths, Roosters, Eels, and I think to an extent Broncos, all mathematically wise can drop out of the 8, but they all have a terrible run.
Yeah, they all play
Very
against each
bad.
other.
So Roosters' last good game was against Tigers this week. After that, I think it's
Yep.
like maybe Storm, Souths, something.
Yeah.
Like basically they're all versing top 8 teams from now.
Yep.
I think Para have a bit of a easier run. They've got the Dogs.
They got Dogs. I think after
They got
that,
Broncos.
well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Then
it's not even
Storm.
easy.
Then Storm.
No,
yeah.
they got
Unfortunately,
Storm.
the Bulldogs pumped Parramatta last time.
Yeah,
That's like
So-
the thing is, Para's good against the good teams, but they're shit against the shit teams.
Yeah.
They played to like the quality of the other team.
There's no way Para
Um,
go this year 2-0 against Penrith and 2-0 against Storm.
No, no
There's-
chance.
That can't be a way.
But then like Cowboys have Warriors this week, they
Yeah.
should get up. But then they have like Rabbitohs, and then in the last week they play against Panthers.
But I'm pretty sure if they beat the Warriors, they beat the Warriors.
Yeah.
They cemented their spot.
Top 4.
Yeah, so then they probably will. I won't say rest because it's not good to go into a final series resting players.
No.
But they'll probably
Manage.
try and ease off and
Yeah.
manage their team.
They will 100% fight for second because a
Yep.
home semi-final will be
make a
huge
big
for him.
difference.
Up in North Queensland too.
Against Sharks or Storm, he'll got to
Yeah.
travel further than most teams. So.
Yep. But I don't see Storm doing much without Papenhausen. The fact that they're still where they are is good.
Yeah,
But-
Munster is unbelievable at fullback.
Yeah,
I
you
did
never-
not expect him to be that
Has he been
good.
playing fullback?
he's been playing fullback. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think he's playing this week though.
Money Munster.
Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he's been so good. Like he's been like
He's
popping
just
off.
free.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just free.
It's sort of like you can tell he's not a fullback. You know that he's not going to be running across the whole field the way
No,
like a
yeah.
Ponga or a Slater would
He's
or
just
whatever.
free.
But he does the whole like Latrell Mitchell kind of vibe where he'll just pop up out of nowhere
Yeah,
and
he's-
carry a game.
It's just
you
his
know?
footy IQ.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. He's not the fastest, not the strongest. He just gets it.
Munster 100% gives off vibes that he doesn't. He's just naturally talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's the dude that will go play local footy at 34, punching darts, knocking back a 6-pack and still walk it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a natural freak at football.
Well, even Brendan Smith came out in an interview with I can't remember who it was with that they did.
Oh, yeah, I remember
and he
this.
basically said that Munster is like the dumbest bloke, like just out and about.
Yeah, and the
but when he's on the
smartest.
field, he's the smartest bloke you'll ever
Yeah.
be able to be next to.
Yeah, it's like if he wasn't a footballer, he'd literally be like, homeless. Just unemployed.
And I remember seeing that, and as soon as I saw that quote, I'm like, who can I think of? Like, who have I played with that is like dumb in person, smart in the field? Honestly, I can't think of anyone.
Yeah.
I think if you're dumb, you're dumb. Like,
That's what I mean.
yeah, like,
If you're dumb, you're dumb.
But they are footy players too.
yeah,
You have to remember
it's
that.
different. I guess soccer players are just intelligent species, I guess, compared to footy players. But
I know some dumb soccer players.
as do I. But
There's some dumb soccer players.
yeah, they could definitely fit in a footy team. But
Who do you reckon's grand final?
I
I think I know. I think we all have
Yeah.
sort of an agreement, but who do you reckon?
I think it'd be a rematch from last year. You'd think it'd be South and Penrith. If it's not South, I think it'd be like Penrith Cowboys. But it's pretty. It looks pretty set in stone what it's going to be. I think it'd be one of those two matches. I don't see Penrith not making it.
I can see double Sydney. I think Cowboys, Storm, and Brisbane. Obviously, I don't
Yep.
think they'll be in the grand final.
Yeah, Cowboys don't have the.
That's my solid prediction so far.
Yep.
I really couldn't tell you it's going to be. In
Broncos
the grand
don't have
final.
that X factor. They're a good team, but no, they don't have that superstar. They don't have the Munster. They don't have the Papenhausen. They don't have the Latrell.
Yeah.
They don't have that. We need someone to literally just take over the game. Adam Reynolds is good, but he's not going to do that. He's not an
They're
X
a
factor
good, they're a
player.
good team, but I just don't think they have the quality to beat a top 4 side.
That's right. That's right. They're almost there. They're almost
Almost.
there.
Do the
But
finals have a set layout? Like if you win
Yes.
this game, you automatically get put into like that part of
That
the semi
bracket?
or whatever.
Yes, that's why
Right.
it's easier to tell round 25 when
Yep.
like you know who's going to be playing who in the semi. But yeah, at the moment things could change. Like the way people get to a final could be different, so you can,
Right.
it's hard to tell.
It's like top 4 gets 2 chances, bottom 4 every game's
Yeah,
elimination.
it's elimination. Yeah, because I was going to say, I personally, I thought it was going to be a Melbourne Souths final.
Melbourne South.
Yeah, but again,
Papenhausen was fit. You maybe.
well, it also just depends on where they line up as well. I
right.
I didn't know that. I thought there was like a
Yeah, it's a set.
Yeah,
It's a set run. So, but once they put the fixture like the
yeah. Then it is.
run
It just
out,
runs.
then, yep.
It flows through. Yeah.
then you'd be able to actually pick the matchups and who actually will go through from there.
Yeah.
But until then, it's going to fluctuate. It's going to be tough to tell. But other than that, this is since the last time we recorded. The Commonwealth Games have been on. Australia, I'm pretty sure we dominated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
We absolutely dominated. Yeah. Did you know Cody Simpson is a swimmer?
Yes, I was just about to mention.
Yep.
Cody Simpson's a swimmer.
I do not like the idea of him being a Olympic swimmer.
Why? He won.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't think he...
Cody Simpson had won gold in the 100x4 swimming.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
He was in the relay. We won.
Everything that had just him in it, he was nowhere near competitive.
The fact he's there.
That means that there could be someone better.
But no.
The only reason he won a gold was because he got carried by a team.
Oh, okay. But in his races, he
did not do well.
Qualify.
Yeah, but...
You don't get in these Commonwealth Games by being like...
It's not even the Olympic Games, it's the Commonwealth Games. He got battered at the Olympics.
Yeah, but he still would have qualified. Like...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
he's there. You can't just wake up one morning and be like, I'm going to change careers.
It's like he got that because of his name.
No.
Like, obviously, he would have had to qualify via...
Yeah, that's right. So he was still quick enough to make Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, I guess his name probably still got him over the edge a bit.
No, it's all about your times.
I don't know. I don't know the whole qualification situation.
Well, it's about how fast you are.
I'm sure they're
fast in what? Like, I can understand, like, in the athletics, like, I can
qualifying.
understand 100 meters is in the Diamond League and things like that. I understand that. But swimming, I don't know what they do. So.
It's the exact same. You gotta race your heats. You gotta make a specific time to even qualify for like the heats. So he's a fast enough swimmer to qualify for the Commonwealth Games, which is so wild though because there's never been a mention of him being a swimmer until I saw him on the TV and I was like,
well,
hey, yo.
Isn't he dating someone for the women's team? Like
I don't know. He dated Miley Cyrus for a bit, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dating one of the other female Australian Olympians.
Good on him.
She's a swimmer too. So I think there was a lot more.
Because he's our age, he's 25.
Yeah, but there's a lot of talk more about their relationship rather than the swimming. And I did see that there was another like colleague of his that was obviously another Olympian, essentially, that was an Australian, was actually having a go at the media saying like, there's a lot more you could be talking about, like the people swimming and things like that, rather than a relationship between an artist or an Olympian swimmer and another Olympian swimmer. Like, let's talk about
the sport, what you're here for, rather than...
Which is another reason why I sort of don't like him being an Olympian, because that is the media side too. But I didn't obviously mention that.
Honestly, some guys are just genetically gifted.
Yeah,
honestly,
he's
just bullshit. Yeah. But how do you have like a pop star career? Like, how old do you reckon it was? Like 15?
13.
Oh, Jesus. Like,
he was young.
You become famous, make a few songs, chicks love you, and then...
Because that would have funded his training too.
And then what wakes up in his head, he gets to his 20s, he's like, all right, I'm ready for the fucking Olympics.
Yeah, he's got the voice of an angel.
You can't sing and be an Olympian, you piece of shit.
He's got the voice of an angel, body of a Greek god, he's fast as fuck in the water.
Fucking
It's
hell.
Aquaman, I'm telling you, this bloke.
Save some talent for the rest of us.
Oh, man.
Bitch.
It was just because I didn't see like a headline, Cody.
Yeah.
I didn't see like his name in the headline. I literally just saw the race and I was like, that dude looks so familiar. Hey, yo.
Yeah.
That's Cody Simpson.
I remember saying I saw a video, I think it was like some sports game, and he got the message or call while he's at the game saying like, hey, you're in the Commonwealth Games or whatever.
Oh.
It was sweet. But I'm like, how?
We've not heard anything.
Spare time, bro.
Yeah, we've not heard anything about him, and then all of a sudden he's getting a call, and we're like, huh?
Because even though like to us he only had a few songs, but really he would have made a few million between the ages like 15 and 20, which just would have funded his training for the last... Because he's probably already a natural swimmer.
Oh, I'm busy. I'll go in the booth at 3, and then at 5 I've got training.
And back in the
pool.
pool.
Then I'm back in the booth.
Back in the booth,
and then
back in the pool.
Fucking, I don't know, bitches to sleep with or shit. Like fucking... Seriously,
yeah,
man.
It is crazy. I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? Before we jump off rugby league though, the two quick things. Trent Barrett, new Parramatta assistant coach.
Doesn't mean anything.
He's going to bring consistency to the team. There's going to be shit full time.
Andrew Johns was already fucking coaching Mitch Moses not long ago. Like,
wasn't Andrew Johns at Manly a couple of years ago too as the halves coach? He was somewhere else as a halves coach.
Wasn't Trent Barrett the assistant coach at Penrith?
Yes.
When they were so good.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Bulldogs, and then what happened?
Shit.
I don't think it makes any difference.
No.
I think it's just recycling coaches.
Who the fuck at Parramatta goes? Yeah, Trent Barrett. Bring him in. That's how we're going to get consistent and compete. What the... Let anyone else do it. Let some, like, I don't know, under-20s coach or the New South Wales Cup or Queensland Cup. Give one of them coaches a go. So recycling these guys. He's just a name. He's clearly not a good coach just because he's an ex-NRL player.
Yeah.
It's wild,
The game has changed a lot since a lot of these players that are now like media or now these new coaches or assistant coaches, a lot has changed since they've played, and a lot of them are trying to, use the same tactics or the same sort of ideology and things that they basically played with. And I think a lot of it doesn't work. And I think even like with Slater with Queensland, like the way he implemented his squad worked, but on any other given day, if Fittler or any other newer coach, like they changed their way they play, Slater had no other way because he had lost his men, whatever, during that third game. And he stuck to the same things that he did when he was playing. And very quickly, that game could have changed.
Yeah. State of Origin's a very hit and miss, though. Like,
yeah,
it is your luck on the day. It is how much can you really coach. It's like having, like, the Kangaroos coach, Mal Meninga.
But I think that really shows who you are as a coach rather than...
It's more like, rather than like preparing your team, it's more on the game day, make the decision. And on the fly, which I don't hate having the ex-players be the coaches there, especially smart ones like Fittler and Slater. But let's be honest, they are cluey when it comes to footy. Yeah. So if you don't want to coach, if you want a game manager, 100% them. If you want to coach, I think that'd be shit coaches, really. Okay. Like if you're going to have a coach for 26 games in finals, I think Fittler and Slater would be arse. Look at Trent Barrett. But I bet Trent Barrett could probably do a decent job in a one-off game with the best of the best players. If he's a decent game manager, that's what you want.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I don't know. I just see it as in, like, they try to use the same tactics that they always use.
That's right.
And they try not to deviate away from that very much. Whereas, especially, like, someone who's been proven in the league, like Ricky Stewart and things like that. And, what's his name? The bloke at... Broncos.
Also, Stacey Jones take the piss then.
The old fella, what's his name? He was at South last year.
Oh, Wayne Bennett.
Wayne Bennett, for example. Yeah. Like, they've been in it for that long that they know obviously what will work, what won't work, long term, short term, how to change the game immediately if something goes wrong, things like that. I feel like those are the coaches that you really, really want. And you'd rather recycle them than these guys that are names because they've played and all that kind of stuff before.
And the last point before we move on, Parramatta's new stadium. It's more expensive than Bank West, and it's not needed. I've been to Parramatta Stadium. They're the only team that use that stadium. Sure, it's dated, but it's fine. It is fine. They don't need a $350 or $400 million new stadium.
What did they upgrade it for? Floodplain issues?
Politics.
I swear, that's the only issue I could think that they could potentially upgrade it for.
Yeah. I don't know why. And they're not even... I'm pretty sure it's not even a knockdown rebuild. They're building one somewhere further away from the station. And
Just leave at the stadium next to the clubhouse and just play there. Like, it's just...
There's nothing wrong with that stadium, but like everyone was complaining that when because SFS got knocked down, rebuilt, everyone's complaining about that. But yeah, you have like that's where there's going to be international games. There's going to be concerts there. Sydney FC, Roosters, and Waratahs all play out of it, and so it's understandable. And that's going to bring in so much money, especially with the Women's World Cup coming in. They're going to use that stadium where they're knocking down Penrith Stadium, or they're building a new Penrith Stadium, like 350. It was either 350. I think it was 350 million, and Bankwest was 300. But you understand why they upgraded Bankwest.
Well, Bankwest has more attraction to it as well. They can, like, for the time being, there was no Moore Park or SFS at that time, and so Bankwest for the last couple of years have also had. You've had concerts, you've had different shows. They had everything
multiple
there.
NRL teams.
And then, you had NRL, you had soccer there. You even had, like they even tried to promote the... What did they... They did some concert there and some comedy fests and stuff like that there as well.
Like a Disney thing.
But they did all that.
But it's used all the time. Where they're going to spend more on a stadium that one team plays out of. I find that ridiculous.
I just want to know where the money comes from.
Yeah, taxes. It's government.
Yeah.
The fans should have a good say in it, I reckon.
Of course the Penrith fans are going to say, give us a new
every
stadium.
fan base is going to back
That's what I mean. Like,
of course they are.
They are the number one team, and their fan base is probably growing more than any other team right now just because they're winning. Just because they're...
Yeah, but it's just the justification of the funds. Like... Yeah, I'm okay with spending $350 million or $300 million or whatever it is on SFS and Bank West because multiple things use it. There's a better use for the money.
Yeah.
There's a better use for the money than upgrading one stadium for one team.
Yeah, definitely.
So I just find that... and the current Penrith Stadium is fine. I like it. I like it's like one of the old. It's an old school ground, which is good. It's a better Leichhardt.
That's why I asked where the money's coming from, because if you've got a stadium, for example,
I'm sure the Panthers Club
and
will
you have
chip in.
So many people, so many concerts and games and things like that going there, you can justify taxpayers' money for it, for example. But you got one club. I'd made sure that most of the money's coming from that club.
You would think so, but it's just the fact that they're getting an upgrade over like. It's just crazy. Like you're better off upgrading Leichhardt and then putting Tigers there full time. Oh, not full time, but
I agree.
It's just whack. So I'm not a fan of that. But jumping to F1, we'll touch on this quick because they're on holiday. The Bludgers, as we mentioned, the guys who sit down for a living. The only real drama over the last, or not even drama. So since last time we spoke, who retired? Vettel.
Vettel has announced his retirement.
Announced his retirement at the end of the season from Aston Martin, which means the old Spanish guy
Fernando Alonso
has said who's now going to go there for a monster of cash. You can only imagine how much money he's on. So if let's say he was on 15 million at Alpine now, he's got to be going to Aston Martin for at least 25-30 million.
Yeah, well, I think Lawrence Stroll would be offering him whatever money.
The billionaire will be like, open check, take it.
Because we know, so it's funny story. So
he is good, but he's going to a worse car.
So Vettel announces his retirement. Yep. He doesn't have social media. He signs up to social media. Within a couple of hours, he announces his retirement.
Everyone knew.
The Alpine, the guy that oversees all of Alpine, Otmar Safnauer, or however you say his last name, he's trying to contact Alonso while he's on holiday. Alonso's not answering his calls. Within a couple of hours of Vettel saying that he's retiring, Alonso then announces that he's then going to Aston Martin.
Yep.
And then Aston Martin tweet and say that Oscar Piastri, which is their reserve driver, who won the F2
Alpine.
3 times.
Alpine.
Sorry?
You said Aston Martin.
Alpine. Sorry.
Yep.
And then Oscar Piastri...
He's Aussie, by the way.
Who essentially would have been another Aussie in F1, was then promoted to Alpine's F1 seat where Alonso was.
Next season.
And then Oscar Piastri within a couple of hours after that, because Alpine tweeted whilst Oscar Piastri was in Australia, so he was still sleeping at this point.
He woke up and was like...
this is not right. So he tweets and says, well, I'm not racing for Alpine next year. So now Alpine are without essentially a number one driver next year. Now there's talks of Oscar Piastri going to McLaren, which won't affect Lando Norris because he's signed till 2026.
Yeah,
so you've got now Oscar Piastri potentially challenging Danny Ricciardo's position at McLaren, and Danny Ric's like, well, I'm not leaving until 2023.
His contract's for next year.
And he's like, you have to pay me X amount of money to get me out of my thing.
$21 million.
And he's like, otherwise I'm going to keep driving.
Otherwise, he's like, I'm contracted for next year in McLaren. Or even if you want to bench me, sweet.
You can't. They can't physically allow Oscar Piastri to drive. But the issue is not only because Daniel Ricciardo is now probably out of a seat. They've also hogged up a IndyCar driver, a NASCAR driver, a a reserve driver from F2 that's now in F1. They've hogged three race drivers to that one position. And now Oscar Piastri is the lead candidate for it. They've screwed over 2 other races.
It's wild. F1 drama is fucking absurd.
And the timing is perfect. Silly season has locked in. It's full 100% on the ropes.
Because there's no transfer window for F1. They can sign their contracts whenever.
Yeah.
But the contracts are usually 1 to 2 years. If it's longer than that, it's a big contract.
Yeah.
That's like Lando Norris' contract for 5 years or whatever it is. That was crazy because a driver could be good 1 year, then the next year they're arse.
Which is what they did with Bottas. Essentially, every year they were signing him over for just 1 more year.
One more year. Because the car could be different. It doesn't suit the driver. So there's so many variables in F1 that a long contract is 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So it's
same with Hamilton. He's having 1 year contracts, 1 to 2 year contracts, and things like that. They also do that because they want to see, for example, in Mercedes' position, Russell was a person that they were interested in even before Bottas was in the seat. They knew that he came from the F2. He was a champion. They wanted to put him in, and then they realized they couldn't put him in straight away because obviously they had Rosberg retired, and they got Bottas, and they thought, okay, we'll put him in a Williams. It was a Mercedes-powered car. Fine. The next year they thought, we'll sign him up. Then they realized he's not ready yet.
Yep.
And then, continually, and they continue renewing Bottas' contract, knowing that Hamilton's not going to be the one that they're going to get rid of. He's the multiple champion.
God, no.
They're going to get rid of Bottas. And then, as Bottas has said recently, it's just like, if he had known he had 3 years from the get-go, he says his tendency of his career would have changed versus knowing that he's fighting for his position every year.
Yeah, he would have been like less, I'm number 2, and more, fuck you, I'm winning.
Yeah.
Which, but Bottas could be one of the best teammates ever, surely.
Yeah, I reckon.
Absolutely incredible team player. But yeah, it's silly season is in full force. But we're almost back. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Spa's on. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Just bring back the racing. How do you reckon it will the constructors will finish? I think Max Verstappen's got the championship wrapped up. He'll wrap up number 2.
At this rate, I think Mercedes will jump Ferrari.
2, I agree. Ferrari's man.
I don't think Ferrari will lose third position. I think that they will cement third.
It's just who will you reckon will finish fourth now?
And I generally reckon
Alpine.
At this point, after all the news that's broke, I think McLaren will jump them.
Oh, yeah.
But it all depends because Alonso's having just fun there. He's not.
That's
serious.
what I mean. That's why I think the news will more affect McLaren because Ricciardo's the one in danger.
Potentially, but he could then come out and say, well, I'm going to race for my life and show them that there's no reason to replace me.
True.
Where he should have been already, but yeah.
He's already under the pump because there was already the talks earlier in the season of who's the... I almost said Toro Rosso driver.
Zach Brown, you mean?
No. The Toro Rosso. They're not Toro Rosso anymore.
AlphaTauri. Gasly?
Gasly. Because there was already talks earlier in the season that Gasly was going to go to McLaren. So, Ricciardo was already under the pump and he's still driving average.
Yeah.
But now I think that Alonso is just going to be driving carefree, which might be a good thing. Yeah. Because he's got his next year sorted and like...
Oh, well, there's a bloke that he always drives carefree. He goes off at bloody Sochi at turn 1 and does just... shortcuts the whole track.
Loves it.
And then the FIA director goes on and says, oh, well, you can't do that. And he's like, okay, what are you going to do? Give me a penalty? I've already gained like 5 positions. What are you going to do? Give me a penalty or what?
That's right.
5 seconds? On lap 1? When you let everything else go? It doesn't bother me.
Lap 1's always a demolition derby. It's a shit fight. It's whatever happens goes. But yeah, so that's F1. It's going to be a good end to the season. More in the constructors than it is going to be the Drivers' Championship. I think Verstappen is just... Ferrari shot themselves in the foot.
I definitely think that...
They shot Leclerc in the foot.
Yeah. But again, Leclerc's also shot himself in the foot.
He's so inconsistent.
And I feel like...
Pole.
I feel like that there will be a race or two where a Mercedes will win the race, but it will be at a fault of Red Bull. And I think that's the only issue. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. The only thing that will... I guess damage Red Bull from winning both the Constructors and the Drivers' Championship is reliability.
Yep, I agree. But Ferrari's strategy, I mean, anyone who actually watches the race, you don't even explain it. Ferrari's supposed to be like the lifeblood of motorsports. And they can't decide on how to finish a race without fucking both their drivers. So I'm actually keen to see more of that because it's so... The comedic effect is so funny.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what happens and then how it goes from here and who goes where and how that works out for the rest of the season. Yeah,
because it 100% affects the rest of the season. But anyway, we'll get into what we came here for, a bit of soccer chat. We'll start low, go high. The Italian Cup... Whichever one, it's like the Tim Cup or the TIM Cup, wherever it is. It might be. I don't know. It could be all the other one. I'm not sure. All I know is that the last couple of days of this cup in Italy, has just been absolutely ridiculous. Like, Hellas Verona, who finished like 9th last year.
Lost 4-1.
Lost 4-1 to a team in the second division that got promoted this year. Like there was like 3 or 4 like that where there was like a Div 4 team beat a Div 2 team. It was like there was like 3 or 4 just absolute upsets. You're like, shit.
Yeah.
It's like Sydney FC getting beat 4-1 at Allianz or whatever to fucking
Narella.
MacArthur Rams.
Yeah. Fucking
like an NPL2 team. Like what? Wild.
That's mad.
It's very competitive.
I couldn't imagine.
I
couldn't imagine being a home fan watching that.
Well, see, but even like for example, like you can compare it to sort of like any of the cups in general that have that whole tiered system where you can have the 3rd or 4th division versus the first team or whatever. Like, yeah, the first team, for example, like Hellas Verona, who have been there in the Serie A now for I think a year or 2. they got promoted, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and it's like teams like that. They go into those games thinking, oh, this is probably a game that we're going to walk over.
Yeah,
we're going to win.
Finally,
whereas,
easy game,
Yeah, whereas the opposing team, that's all they're playing for. Like, the rest of their league does not matter. They want to beat these big teams. So it's like, we beat them.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like when we talk about scores, like these small teams beating these big teams, as much as a surprise it may be, it's also like at the same time not that surprising.
Yeah. It's just if I'm a Hellas Verona fan and the season's just started, we play our cup game, lose 4-1 to a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
It sets a bad example. Not example, it's like
precedent for the rest of the season.
Precedent,
I
that's the
understand.
word I was looking for. Just, you're not very hopeful for the season.
Yeah.
Spal beat Empoli as well.
Yeah, Sassuolo lost.
Yep, that's ridiculous.
Sassuolo played their good.
All the big guns really won, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah, and like one of those big gun teams will probably win as well. So
You'd think so. I mean, like you look at the knockout rounds, and the teams that go through is Milan, Inter, Lazio, Fiorentina, Napoli, Roma. Yeah, Roma, Juve, and Atalanta. So
yeah,
they're always going to win at one of them 8. You'd think.
See the while back now, it's almost a month. I think it's, or could have been less, but
it's the last time we recorded. So yeah,
Dybala's introduction to Roma.
Holy shit,
bro's just there. I don't know what that monument's called, or whatever, or like building, whatever. He's sitting on the steps.
Yeah, in
and,
Roma.
It looks like the entire city of Rome at night, like flares line up.
Looks like he's the Pope.
It literally looks like
he's the Pope.
Looks like he's getting fucking knighted or something.
Yeah, he's the new king of Rome.
Yes.
It was ridiculous.
I'm
you
like,
see
it's
it?
just Dybala,
yeah,
bro.
I was thinking like, what if they had signed like a Messi? Like, what would they do?
Look at. You didn't see the city of Turin when Ronaldo signed for Juventus.
It was big, but it wasn't like that. Like it was like like any signing, you get like a sellout stadium or something. This was like the whole city was out. Like, oh my god, we got Dybala.
Fucking chanting songs and shit like it's fucking Christmas, like singing carols.
It was like Totti came out of retirement.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't see this many people come out when Mourinho signed for them. Oh my god, he's won so many Champions League.
Yeah.
No, Dybala.
Of all players.
Of any player, really, if you think about it. It's just like...
It's not even prime Dybala. It's Dybala, man.
He's been average. Like, compared to how good Dybala's been a couple years ago.
It's so weird. Like, good for him, but like... I think he must be sitting there, like, while he's sitting on the steps, looking at all these people, and he's thinking, like, do I deserve this?
It's like, yeah.
But
do they know I'm banging out like an average of 7 goals this year?
Yeah.
Like, these guys are singing my name like fucking Christmas carols.
Yeah.
7 goals.
Yeah, it was massive.
I hope he proves me wrong, because I loved Dybala.
Yeah.
I loved him when he was like a prime Juventus.
He was really... Yeah, every career mode I
did on like
FIFA.
Marchisio, all of them.
Marchisio. I fucking love Marchisio.
Yeah.
Absolutely don't. Like, I remember like FIFA like 13 to like FIFA 18, any career mode, doesn't matter where I was, I'll try and sign like Marchisio or Dybala or whatever. It was they're unreal. That was so much fun. But way too big a reception for him.
Like,
it's not stupid.
Not, like you said, he's not the fucking Pope.
That's just passion though.
Yeah, I love it. It's
good passion. I don't agree with it, but like it's amazing. Like
I think I agree. It's cool to see. It's just why?
It's like cringe. It's sort of
it's cringe.
Like, relax, guys.
Yeah, it's like maybe when you win the league, have that many people come out. Just like chill.
That reception for the next Jesus.
Yeah.
The second coming.
The second coming, dude. Dybala isn't that guy.
Well, it was like, so that was too big, but did you see the reception for when Haaland signed for City and there was like 80 people there?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, man.
Well, isn't there...
But it's a whole different culture as well. Like, I don't...
But there's even like the memes when Sterling signed for Chelsea and it was like, there's like a photo of him like talking to someone, I can't remember if it's Havertz or, what's his name, Mount or something, but they were talking about something. There's a photo of like, Raheem Sterling like looking at the stadium like with his hands out. It's like, so you're telling me this stadium sells out every week?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have that at City.
Yeah. Bang on. But I just love it. But you're right. The culture's different.
Very different.
Like, remember when like Ronaldo signed for Real Madrid and they sold out Santiago Bernabéu just for the just for Ronaldo's like reception. It was huge. When you see Barca's reception and then Braithwaite walks out and he got booed, it's like it was like what?
Yeah.
Barca wanted Toby's contract, and he's like, no, contract, pay me.
Yeah.
And he got booed by the fans, bro. The Barca fans is just as bad as the club.
That's another rabbit hole. You could be there for ages.
That's another rabbit hole. Barca. I said it a year ago when the podcast started. Barca is scumbags, and it's a year later, and it's still happening. So it is what it is. But Barca's just proof that you can do whatever the fuck you want as a club, and you get away with it. Absolutely. Oh no, we can't register players. Next week they register the players. It was never in doubt either. They were always going to register them.
There's always those people that believe all that shit.
Nah, no way. Well, they probably couldn't register them, and they found a loophole.
Yeah, probably.
They probably knew the whole time that they could register them, and they were just waiting to see if someone will buy someone so they get additional cash. Like,
they're just smart business.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't agree with what they're doing, and the way the media comes across and says all this like stuff, whether it's true or false. I mean, I don't read too much into it, but I just think just let's wait till see what happens, and don't like. Right. A lot of it's like, you know, for example, Fabrizio Romano with all these like talks about this person is going to be signing for here. It's like, who was it that Man United it said the breaking news: Man United are going to sign Cunha from Atletico Madrid, and it's like your source is as good as mine because you just said is going to. Nothing's happened. So
potentially.
Why are you reporting on something that never happened?
I'm so glad the Rabois deal fell through for United.
I'm upset it fell through because like
he would have been on massive money too.
One, like I think. I think the fans took an L here because I reckon if Twitter, because I reckon if Twitter didn't blow up about Arnautovic and Rabiot,
they did.
No, I'm saying I think because they blew up.
Yes,
I reckon they thought, oh, maybe we don't sign these guys.
Yeah, that's why.
I reckon they're bored of just that bunch of idiots. They thought like, these guys. They can fix us.
No, that's what.
They are the answers.
United pulled out of the Rabois deal because his wages were through the roof for no fucking reason, and United pulled out of Arnautovic because of the fans' backlash.
Yeah, no, that's why I say the fans.
And now we're linked with Casemiro.
It's annoying. Like if they just
stay quiet. Did you see the quote that Casemiro said? He's like, I enjoy big clubs asking for me and interested in me. I have very good friends at Manchester United with Ronaldo and Varane. I called them to ask if I should come, and they told me that I should stay at Real Madrid.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's obviously a load of shit, but it's so funny. You know what I mean?
But the Casemiro is linked with Chelsea and United. Chelsea and United have spent this entire transfer window failing. So it's just going to be another club. Like, Casemiro is going to be another player that both clubs miss out on. But, like, if you're a player, why the fuck would you want to go to United? Casemiro's at... Real Madrid just won the Champions League again. Why would you leave? Why would you... I'm sure he's getting paid enough.
Well, in Casemiro's defense, and I say this in defense, is because they have Camavinga and Tchouaméni, who... arguably are
they're not a 6 like Casemiro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Arguably, Tchouaméni's a 6.
He's still
and Camavinga can be the box to box.
But yeah, the thing is, like, they're so young, they need to develop.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right.
So now it may not be the right choice, but maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, you might see Casemiro moving on 100%. Because he won't.
He'd be like 33, 34.
Yeah,
then.
but that's what we're saying.
That's right. It's a good plan. But if Real Madrid get rid of him now, I think it's way too soon.
Yeah.
I think it's way too soon.
Definitely.
And of all clubs to go to, don't go to United. If you have the options of Chelsea and United, go to Chelsea, brother. You might have a fraud of a coach there, but at least you don't have a fraud of a club. Yeah.
Well, he might win the boxing match, but that's another story.
Fraud coach. We'll throw hands there.
We'll throw hands. Respect
Did you
that.
see his muscles?
Have you seen the memes of like Ten Hag sitting there with his trainer? It looks like his twin brother. It's like Ten Hag and 11 Hag. 10 Hag and 11 Hag. I was like, brother, no way. But speaking of United, the guy who wanted to buy, I actually wrote his name down because it's a funky name. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to buy a portion, like invest into United, like buy a portion of it, in the hopes to then buy the rest of it off the Glazers.
Well, I also saw Elon Musk is...
No, that was a joke.
Is that a joke?
That was a joke. He said he's going to buy it, and then later... So Elon Musk tweeted, he was saying some dumb shit, and then he goes, while I'm at it, I'm going to buy Manchester United.
Right, okay.
But then he said, no, it was a joke, because
okay,
that's
cool.
like that's the thing. Like, he said it was a joke, because like McGregor once tweeted that he was going to buy United or Chelsea. Elon came out and was like, that's the joke. But then he goes, if I was going to buy a club, it would be United, because that's the club.
Yeah, fair enough.
But he was kidding. United
fans were actually like on that thing as well, being like, bro, finally, someone that can save the club.
Everyone's begging.
I'm like, what do you think this man's gonna do? He just has
it's like
I'm on my hands and knees, Mars man. I'm on my hands and knees.
It's gonna be no different. They're just gonna do the same thing.
It's begging you more money. It's like you're gonna get the same results. Just the players are gonna have Teslas. That's it.
Yeah,
it's the only difference.
But so they're gonna buy. They're buying essentially. Their aim is to buy the Glazers out.
Eventually, I think the club's at $6 billion price tag because that's what they bought it for. It's essentially what the club's worth plus the debt of the Glazers. The Glazers haven't put any money in the club. United just have so much money for signings because that's how much money the club makes.
Because I'm pretty sure this will be the first year that Ed Woodward isn't there.
He retired last year. He left last year. Yeah, but John Murto, or whatever his name is, and the other guy doing the transfers, apparently they went to Woodward for advice. It's like, are you guys fucking stupid? Like, he's the problem for the last... But United, everyone's like, oh, they spend big. But it's like, yeah, but that's the money they generate. They're literally sitting at like a fucking profit loss of even because they make the money and they spend it, but there's no additional...
But then the question is, whether you buy the club or not, is it really going to make that much of a difference?
Yeah, definitely.
I generally reckon that it's not going to make any difference, and I think your main problem is the fact that you have all these players, all these massive contracts with massive wage bills.
But it comes from the top down.
Buying the club out isn't going to change that for the next couple of years.
Oh, no, it won't be an immediate change.
Oh, right.
But, I mean, all these shit players on big contracts, it's a top-down thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the people who the owners have hired to give the contracts out, they're fucking wrong, and they stick them around. Then it's like, oh, United, the club costs so much in wages because you got like Phil Jones on over $100,000 a year. Jesse Lingard was on massive money. Who else is there? Scott McTominay's still in the club. How has he avoided being sold? Because no one fucking wants him. That's why. Like, I don't know. That's not. But again, I don't want to get stuck on United, even though we've been chatting them in the last 5-10 minutes. United is an easy topic because everyone knows what they need to do. They're not an enigma.
United
everyone knows.
The AFTV, essentially, the Arsenal club of the Emery era. We know that they're going to fail, and it's just about time they're about to implode, and then now we can make fun of them because they were making fun of everybody else for the last 15 years.
Ten Hag was a great decision appointing him, but they also had to back him. But apparently... The United are going to sign like 4 or 5 players in the next 2 weeks.
I think they are backing him. I think he's just too fixated on certain players that he knows that he's trying to get.
Yeah, but they're good players.
But he can't get it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, he's fixated on De Jong and he does not want anybody else. He gives for example, Rabiot was in addition.
De Jong is world class.
Yeah, I know.
If you're a manager and they're like, oh, who do you want out of all players in the world? I want Frankie De Jong.
Yeah, but if you're essentially supposed to be the good manager to rebuild and do all the right things, if a player is not coming, you can't be fixated on that. You've got to go on and do something else. And I think that is one issue that is, I guess, circling Ten Hag at the moment. And
United just sucks at negotiating. Like Anthony, as good as he is or isn't, when the negotiations started 3 months ago, the price tag was 60 million, and then Ajax sold like Hala and a bunch of other players, which means that they didn't need to sell Anthony. That's why the price tag went up, because United fucked around for 2 months.
Yep.
Because when they were going after Anthony, Ajax is like, shit, yeah, let's make some money. They made money on other players, and they're like, oh, we don't actually need to sell him, and he's like decent for the league. So show me the money, or else he's staying. So like, even like Urin Timber. They fucked around there. As good as he is or isn't, I don't know. I guess I'd probably rather Martinez over Timber anyway, because at least Ajax was his club's player of the season, over Timber, who's like, yeah, he's young. He probably is going to be good when he gets older. But if you've got Louis Van Gaal in your ear and you listen to him, then I don't want you either. He's a flog. He lost the breakup. Louis Van Gaal, he's still complaining about United. It's like, brother, let it go.
You were saying about Lisandro Martinez, is that his name? The guy at the back for United.
5'9" centre back.
Yeah. Well, next week this weekend, he's not going to have any issue trying to face a 6 foot something striker from Liverpool anyway. So
because Núñez is out.
I think he's cheering a bit.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. All of Liverpool's attack after Núñez is like 5'9".
Yeah.
Like Bobby Firmino is like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah. So I think
he might be back.
Got a bit of reprieve for that.
That's right. It's fine. Reports that Ten Hag is probably going to drop Harry Maguire for this week too. So Varane and Martinez at centre back. It's got to be an improvement. We lost 4-0 to fucking. I was going to say Bournemouth.
Who gets skipper? Is it De Gea or is it?
It'll be De Gea.
It'll be De Gea
or Bruno.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you think Ronaldo?
Nah, I think they'll give it to De Gea. Look.
De Gea should be in the team.
I generally reckon Bruno should not be in the team. That's my opinion. I think he is a problem in that team, and not because he's not a good player, but because he likes to be pre-Ronaldo, and the fact that they were playing behind closed doors, well, essentially no fans, it worked for him because he was the go-to man. Everything was him.
Yeah, that's right.
Nowadays, it's like, no, we're going to be through a system. We're going to play a certain way, and you've got to respect that you've got to defend, you've got to attack, you've got to do that. And I think every time a player loses the ball, any time a player, doesn't pass him the ball, or something he does is wrong, he's throwing his hands up in the air. And yes, you can say Ronaldo does the same thing. You can say any other player does the same thing. But when you're in his position, you're the lead player to create things in that team, and you're the only outlet, and then you go and do that, I think you cost the whole team.
I just think Bruno can be good in a good team, but in a shit team, he doesn't stand out that much. Like, when he did have when he did have that good run, the team was, you're right, around him.
Yeah.
But he's in a system more now with Ten Hag, but he's also got, he's got to put a through ball for Rashford. He should have scored 2 or 3 times 2 weeks ago. Like, what's he fucking meant to do? He has to do it.
Yeah.
Because he can't trust his players. He can't trust can't trust Sancho to score. Guy got 3 goals last year. Can't trust Rashford. That guy is just a shadow of his former self for some reason. Ronaldo's finally back again. He's probably the only player you can really trust going forward. It is what it is. I don't blame him for trying to do everything. But you're right. Based off form, give Eriksen the 10 role for the weekend.
I'm surprised. Like, when I saw Ten Hag come to the team, I assumed he was going to change everything. Like, own formation, own tactics, own everything.
Yeah, it's more of the same.
It's the exact same. I just don't think especially for United, who doesn't have that amount of quality players, I don't think they can do the 4-2.
Well, he has to play the double pivot because there's no one player that can play the 6 properly.
Well, that's
so you have to play double pivot.
Well, I think they should move to 5 at the back. Same as Chelsea, same as Spurs.
Yeah.
Like, they got the 2 midfielders, and they got wingers and striker. Just have that.
But then you look at the centre-backs. You got Harry Maguire, who passed the ball in the Premier League right now. Lissandro Martinez, who's new. Varane is so injury-riddled. Who's your next centre-backs? Bailly, who's always injury-riddled. Mm-hmm. Jones isn't good enough for the league. Lindelof is good, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, you only need 2 backup centre-backs.
That's right. And the full-backs suit it. Like, Luke Shaw isn't horrible.
I think Luke Shaw doesn't suit that system. That's why I don't think he should be starting.
Well, in a back 5, I think he'd be better.
You reckon?
Because he's a chubby boy. He doesn't have the go to be up and down for the 90. In the back 5,
you keep him as like another centre back, far left centre back.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. So it's like back 5.
Yeah, that could work.
But you probably have your right wing back would be like Delo, and he would be the full back, the wing back.
Yeah.
But your left centre back or left back, which
sits
is
a bit more.
is a player that doesn't actually go up that much.
No. I want my wing back and left wing back to be strong and be able to drive into the box. I don't think Luke Shaw has that.
Luke Shaw's not a driver in the box kind of guy.
He doesn't have that Marcos Alonso.
He might be. Yeah, stop it. Did you say drive?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it. Marcos Alonso, big driver. He did it.
Did it. No, but that's what I mean. That's how I feel Chelsea and Spurs have somewhat closing the gap and shown improvements in their teams in the past few years. How they've gone to 3 at the back, wing backs, 5 at the back, whatever.
The system works.
Talking about Chelsea Tottenham, I think that was an amazing game between the two.
Entertaining.
It was.
It had everything.
Entertaining. It was entertaining.
Goal. It had good goals. It had a bit of, excuse the Aussie part of me, but it had a bit of biff in there.
Bit of biff, mate. Don't apologise for that, mate.
Bit of passion.
But it also had, it had like controversy. It had everything that you normally would expect from a big, one of the big 6 Premier League games, really. Like, exactly. I feel like we haven't had that in a while, where normally it's like, for example, you have City versus United or City versus Arsenal. You're like, that City are going to win.
Shit, yeah.
City are going to just have a walkthrough. You'd see a Chelsea Tottenham at the time of Hazard, for example. You'd think, yeah, okay, Chelsea going to run through this. Mourinho's the coach. They're going to sit back. You know what's going to expect. Where I feel like with Conte and Tuchel, with both their teams, they set up in a way that both play good football. Obviously, Chelsea played a bit more dominating in that sense with possession and things like that. But it was just good in general. Had a bit of, argy-bargy, everything.
The coaches were competitive too. It was like Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger's spec.
Yeah.
I don't like people go, oh yeah, but Pep Guardiola and Klopp, that's a good rivalry.
No, it's a different type of rivalry.
They act like they're mates.
They are.
I hate that.
They are
no
mates.
Way.
Have you seen the handshake?
They cuddle and shit. Like, no. Punch the fuck on like Conte and Tuchel.
But
like
then laugh about it
Jose.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Then be fine with this. There's a video of it's like the ultimate handshake, and it had the Conte Tuchel handshake, and it's like this is the best handshake ever, and it's after City just beat Liverpool in City's home ground, and Klopp goes to like shake his hand as Guardiola's walking away, and he literally just like slaps his hand and then gives Klopp a hug.
I saw that,
and it's just like, no, we don't want to see that, but it's funny, but we don't want to see that.
It's too friendly.
We want to see the coaches going, especially in a London derby in this sense, you want to see people going head to head and try and disorientate the other team.
Bring back the biff.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Jesus Haas, man.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Before we jump into our Prem predictions, we'll have a chat about. We'll go back to Barca. I saw something. It was like, how they're, what is it? Elevating. They. What's the thing? The levers, the financial levers. They've pulled the financial levers. Anyway, because Barca essentially sold their future for a quick fix now. Barca over the next 10 years, or how long this TV contract, they're fucked. They've cut like a quarter or a third of their income over the next 10 years already. So they might be whatever now. They're fucked for the future. But whatever. They'll sort it out because they seem to do it. But I saw something else was like Barca's listing bronze contracts at this point. Like, you motherfuckers.
I saw something about it saying like, they have 1 to 2 years to win the league and the Champions League. And if they do not win it,
money.
They're absolutely stuffed because not only will they be stuffed with this deal they've got on, but they might actually lose existing deals as well because they haven't won anything. And it's like, I was reading it and I was thinking about it, like, surely not, like, surely there's a loophole that we're missing or something. But it's like, if you look at it, all these like big players, they'll be off contracts too. They won't be able to sign anyone because they won't have any money if they don't win anything. And it's just like, if you really think about it, it's like, you set yourself up for short-term gain, long-term pain. But if you win in the short term, then maybe you're okay going forward.
That's right. Because these TV deals is literally the lifeblood of the club. That's what keeps the club afloat at the start of the year. That's what pays, the staff and everyone else. They've cut like a quarter to a third of it out for like for the life of the deal. It's so long. It's so much money. But I just thought it was hilarious that they're listing bronze contracts. Did you see Mbappe spitting the dummy recently?
Yeah.
His ego is massive.
I would have been fuming as a coach.
I'd be fuming as anyone else.
Well, doesn't he employ the coach?
It's true.
So I don't think the coach can say anything.
Coach can't get angry.
He gets sacked. He can't get angry with the owner.
He tried to sell his own players. Yeah. He's like, he wanted to get rid of Neymar.
Because it was like, he did. Because like, Mbappe took a penalty, missed it. They got another penalty in the same game. Neymar's like, sick, my turn. And then Mbappe goes up to ask for the penalty. He's like, no.
Well, apparently, the rest of the players, they went back into the change room after the game and they had to separate Neymar and Mbappe. Apparently, there was a big fight or something. But again, that's media. I mean, I take that with a grain of salt. I don't know how true that is, but
I don't know.
Apparently, there's a big fallout at PSG brewing, and I don't know.
I don't blame the players for all revolting against it. Mbappe's good. Don't get me wrong. But he's not the best player in the world. He doesn't have the liberties like a Messi, Ronaldo, or like Benzema, or even Neymar could do. Like, he's good, but
he's not proven yet. He's good. Don't get me wrong.
But in that French team, I would have fucking won the World Cup.
He's very good. There's no doubt about that. He's one of the better players there are in the world at the moment.
Oh yeah.
But you got to remember, he can only play like that because he's surrounded by essentially the best players that he can have in a league in the sense that is probably not as competitive.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then when he goes to like these leagues like the Champions League and things like that, that's where these players like Neymar, Messi, they perform and then he looks good. If they don't perform, he doesn't perform.
Okay, I saw some meme. It was like, Messi at 23, 3 Ballon d'Ors.
Yeah.
Mbappe at 23, 3 FIFA covers. I'm like, that's the level.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the level. That's like Messi has won the 3 Ballon d'Ors that early in his career. That's why he can do what the fuck he wants. But he doesn't. He doesn't. And Mbappe has... Really, he won a World Cup in that French team. Won a World Cup sick. But, okay, Mad, you dominated the French league and you opted to stay in the French league. It's like when Kevin Durant signed for Golden State Warriors. Yeah. You've taken the easy route here. Oh, no, you're winning. Sweet. Of course you're going to win. You're farming the league.
I just think it's...
Did he
try and shoulder barge Messi? Apparently, like they scuffed shoulders or something.
I think I saw that. I think that was like out of context.
Well, there's a video footage of him like as he does it. Messi just like looks at him like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah, I saw like Mbappe was walked through.
And
Messi
I just thought like, you just don't do that. Like it just you don't think like. You know how we say footy players, they are absolutely sometimes can be so dumb with their actions. Like, surely you're not thinking about that. The media will pick that up real fast.
Exactly.
Like, and spin it. And absolutely spin
exactly.
it. That's what Mbappe is becoming a bit of a meme. Like, if they don't if he doesn't absolutely carry it in the Champions League,
I think he'll be a player where he had everything and he lost it himself.
That's right. He needs to seriously start winning because it's easier to farm goals in the French league. But if that's what you go down as, then everyone's gonna forget you. You're gonna be the guy that got paid way too much to do way too little. So I don't know. He's still got a big career ahead of him, but he's acting like he's already had that career. Is the issue. But we'll get into our Prem predictions. Look, to be honest, I wrote these down before the season started, and I'm sticking with it.
Here we go. Okay, I got mine up. I got mine up from.
Hold on, I just reread my predictions.
Wrong.
These, a couple of these, two of them are so
funny.
fucking shit, they're so bad. But I'm sticking with them. So
I'll be honest. 2 or 3 of them that I have here are after game week 1.
All right,
but the rest of them are from
we've got
game weeks.
Premier League winners at Christmas, most goals, most assists, Golden Glove, biggest flop, or flop of the season, not biggest flop, but flop of the season. Breakout season, 3 teams relegated, and a dark horse. And we're going dark horse to be the most competitive, like a team that competes over what they should be, not the winners, because it's the same thing as saying who's going to win the league. So do you want to go list our entire things? Or do you want to go like one at a time?
We'll go one at a time.
Right,
I think.
so Jimmy, you go first. Who do you reckon's winning?
City.
Yeah, okay.
Easy.
Who's winning by Christmas?
City.
Yeah, okay, sick. Highest goal scorer?
I've gone a bit of a roughie, I think. I've gone Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that. I went
Gone
Salah
Jesus.
because it's a safe pick, really. Did you go Jesus as well?
Well, see...
You are in the Arsenal kid.
No. See...
It's fine when Jimmy says it.
I picked Haaland because this was a pre-game week 1, but there is one that is going to probably tip it off as
You're going to break
one.
our season as like Saka or some shit.
I'm not going to say.
Anyway, okay. Most assists?
KDB.
Yeah, De Bruyne.
So I didn't have KDB.
Most assists? Who you got? Tommy Jadon Sancho. Please. I'm on my hands and knees.
Got Saka.
I had Saka.
You're a dumbass. What do you mean? He's so mid. Saka is the most overrated player in the Premier League.
No, I'm joking. I had Trent.
He's good.
I had Trent would probably
hate
would be up there as either him or KDB.
Yeah.
But one of them will break the assist record this season, I reckon.
Ooh. But yeah, Saka is so mid.
No, I'm just joking.
He's so over. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Saka is like a B plus player. Everyone treats him like an A plus S tier player. It's like motherfucker. He's good.
He missed a pen. We'll just move on.
Okay. Anyway, so after assists, we have Golden Glove.
I've gone Edison.
Ramsdale.
Oh,
I don't hate it.
I do.
I don't.
No, because I know City are gonna push and they're gonna then want to compete for the Champions League and things like that. And I feel like Edison's a player they're always gonna play with. It's not one that gets many injuries.
No.
And I feel like they're gonna rest a few players. They'll get a few results that they'll win. But the defense record won't really matter to them, especially games where they might have a blow through, like Bournemouth, for example, this week. They might win 6-0, but they might actually win maybe 6-1 or 6-2, for example.
Yeah,
where I think Arsenal are going to be more protective of their defense because that's what they've worked on. Their attack never was the problem; it was the defense.
I would say their attack's a problem too.
I think Lacazette was a problem. I think
Aubameyang was arse. Lacazette was arse.
Yeah, but I mean, like now it's not
and
really
Ketia
that...
scored like 4 goals last year. And you guys treated him as the second coming of Jesus.
I think Arsenal's defense even starts with their attack because all their attack is there's no big egos there, and they all want to.
Yeah.
They can all high press. They'll want the ball. They'll run for it.
But I don't think Arsenal even finished second in like highest clean sheets. I'll still go Liverpool have a better defensive record. Spurs will have a better defensive record than Arsenal. Arsenal will be top 5, yeah.
I think Arsenal have a better record than Spurs.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Even though Spurs play top 5 and like their defense
Yeah.
I would say
maybe. I mean, it's 2 weeks in, and this is a prediction pre.
That's right. This is written pre.
But yeah, the next one that I have is obviously after game week 1.
Okay, sweet.
But yeah,
flop of the season.
I have gone Martinez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I don't think that's a bad shout.
I was on Nunez, and last week wasn't a good show for him. But I think Martinez is. I don't know. I could easily see him falling out of that side,
and
especially which is going to be hard to do.
And especially the United team right now is arse. So
it might not be just him. It might just be as a team they suck.
That's right.
And obviously, like if their team's not playing well, he can't do much. So.
I'm sticking strong. I think Nunez will be the flop of the season.
Yeah.
He scored those 2 goals against Fulham, but I mean, that wasn't like it wasn't off him. He was just anyone could Mitrovic could have scored those goals. So I still think Nunez, especially if he's doing dumb shit like this in his second game, he's got a red card. Are you stupid? Yeah. There's that many cameras these days. Even bloody 20 years ago when Zidane did it, there was enough cameras that he got red carded. Bloody moron. Anyway, who's your flop of the season?
Originally, I had at the time Darwin Nunez, but that was pre-Sterling signing with Chelsea.
Ooh.
So I've said Sterling's going to be flop of the season from the big 6. Obviously, we could go to the bottom. I guess.
Pereira's flop of the season.
Yeah, like we could say
Lingard flop of the season.
Yeah, we could go down that route.
That's right.
I mean, if you want that route, I'm going to say Mitrovic. I mean, he's had a good start of the season, but I think Fulham going down, and I think he'll just. But then, is it really a flop? You know, because they're going to get relegated anyway.
Well, he goes from 40-odd goals in the Championship. If you don't get at least 15 in the Prem, you flop.
Yeah, well, then... But that's the question then.
That's right.
Is it really you, or is it your team just not good enough to give you service in the Prem? So, I think that's what I'm saying. That's why I went for the big 6, because they're the 6 that'll never change.
That's right.
But yeah, I had Sterling.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate it. Breakout?
I've gone Harvey Elliott.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think he squeezed his way into that team as a main starter.
Yeah,
I think he's in there now because
breakout. Yeah, because
I know how you're looking
Harvey
at breakout and how we're thinking of breakout. You're thinking like someone that's going to cement themselves and do well and sort of like continually be part of the team and make differences.
Yeah,
and I think the way we've thought of it is they're a starter and they will make the biggest difference. And
that's right.
Every week they're a player that you rely on.
Yeah, maybe Harvey Elliott would be most improved at Liverpool. But I don't think breakout. I don't think Harvey Elliott is that good. I don't think he makes any other big 6 team. And I think he starts for the most bottom half teams. But I reckon he's mid as fuck.
I think he's good. I think he adds a different kind of dimension with their midfield.
He's honestly like...
all Liverpool midfielders, they all work hard, can pass the ball.
They're not creative.
Tackle. Not creative. Harvey Elliott offers that. I think that's why he's going to cement a spot.
Harvey Elliott...
He's going to be considered one of the best young players.
Harvey Elliott is a Tom Davies in a better team.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Just relax. What the fuck are you talking about?
No. Harvey Elliott is so fucking mid. What? He's so mid. You take him out of that Liverpool team, and he's average. You replace Harvey Elliott with anyone in the midfield who has 2 feet and can pass the ball, and they'll look that good.
But you could also say that about any sort of midfielder from City or
that's right,
or
especially in that Liverpool system.
Put them in any other team, and they probably will not shine.
No, not the Zinchenko's gone to Arsenal. He's already been decent. Jesus is already looking decent.
I don't know what you base his midness off. Like he was good the start of last year. Then
he's okay.
Leg snapped, and then he came back.
He's a passion. He's an energy merchant. He runs more than Henderson. That's why he stands out. But Henderson's a far better player.
I don't know. I think he'll do all right, and I think he'll make a spot for his start.
That's right. I laughed at your breakout. Laugh at mine, Jadon Sancho. This was written before it started.
Oh my
because
God.
I went Jadon Sancho because last year it was like saying Grealish is going to be breakout. You know, you can't judge a player in their first year. So compared to last year, Sancho has my hands and knees. Please have a better season than last year.
See, I was looking at all the second year syndrome kind of players. Like I had those players in mind. City, someone that came last year flopped this year. Second year.
You're thinking about it like a Grealish in that sense.
Yeah.
Grealish has to have a better year for sure.
Yeah.
Second year syndrome. It's Ramsdale's second year at Arsenal. I think he'll be better.
I also think that if you go with a goalkeeper, I also think if the defense has been strengthened, then more than likely they will shine. But if you have a defense that doesn't change, then it might be different. Like City's defense hasn't really changed, but you look at a Chelsea or a Tottenham defense, it's changed dramatically. So you could argue that those keepers might have a better breakout season, I guess, than any of the other goalkeepers.
Yeah.
I think To change my answer from Sancho, because this was 2 weeks ago, and obviously that's not fucking happening. I probably say like Kulishevsky's going to have a breakout season. He was good last year, but I think he'll be like, he'll be as important as Son.
I think he'll do really well under Conte.
Yeah, like
I think he'll be as important.
He can be, but I can easily see a couple bad games for Spurs. Kulusevski's not performing.
Rafinha starts.
Chuck Richarlison in there, scores. Bags the next 10 starts.
Yeah, I mean, that's all if, coulds, and buts, but yeah.
But I think it's a real likely situation.
Yeah.
I really do.
That Kulishevsky's good.
No,
Richarlison could take his spot.
Rotation risk for sure.
Because you're not gonna rotate Kane and Son unless they're
chance.
Unless Kane's like trying to prepare himself for the World Cup, for example.
Yeah.
That'd be the only reason I could see Kane maybe not starting or coming off and Richarlison coming on. You know, like I can see that.
I'm keen to see Richarlison in a better team. Because, he scored goals.
Is good, though.
He scored 10 goals at Everton last season. With both DCL injured, who else is going to fucking score?
Yeah,
Iwobi.
exactly.
Who else is going to score?
Well, now they got fucking Anthony Gordon playing striker.
He is a good lad. Like he's a good player, but not good enough.
Chelsea offered like 50 or 60 million for him.
Yeah,
they're on drugs.
They're on drugs.
They're on drugs.
I think they were hoping that Barcelona sign him. Sign him.
Yeah, that's what it is. Chelsea's
like, well, we can every team just say we're going to link with this player.
Bro,
Barca sign him.
Every time Chelsea's keen on someone, Barca goes whoop.
No, we wait for them to agree to personal terms, then we take it.
Yeah,
yoink. Laters.
Nah, I think so. My player breakout of the season I had was Gabby Jesus, and this was pre. But looking back now, I generally think Call It Daddy will be.
Okay.
I think being realistically, Jesus is the only number 9 that we really have. If you think about it, most of our goals are going to come from him, right? So take that element away. We have new defenders in the league. You have new midfielders and new strikers and new wingers and all that. But I generally think take away the whole goal dramatic effect of it. I think Koulibaly will be.
You said it the first.
Yeah, I think Koulibaly will be the breakout. I think he will show that when he plays, he's just another animal. He's just so good.
Yeah. He is good,
and the fact that he's replacing Rudiger, so good.
This is the more experienced Rudiger.
Yeah.
I've definitely gone. I went for not left field, but like when you say breakout, my head went
most
to
improved.
Like someone who isn't established.
Yeah, that's how I knew that you went. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Our 3 relegated teams. Honestly, I think we'll have at least a couple. Do we all go Bournemouth?
They're in my bottom 3.
Yeah,
bottom
3.
Leeds, bottom 3?
No.
Oh, just go. Give us your bottom 3 then, Jimmy.
What order did I have? I had.
Oh, don't add order. Just give 3.
Crystal Palace, Everton, Bournemouth.
Oh, Palace.
That's interesting. I had Bournemouth, Fulham, and Everton.
Yeah, well, I've got Everton too. Everton, Bournemouth, Leeds.
Yeah.
I don't think Leeds improved enough. Yeah, they got Bamford back, but I don't think they've improved enough. Palace.
See, I have a different opinion. I think Palace are going to do very well this year.
Ooh.
I don't know about very well, but
I reckon they make the 10.
Oh, I don't know about who drops out of the 10 then.
I know that I reckon Newcastle and Palace will make the 10.
Newcastle, of course.
But I think Palace haven't improved their team.
Yeah, Palace aren't better than Leicester. They're not better than Wolves. They're not better than Brighton.
Maybe not, but they're
not better than West Ham.
I look at it as
not better than Newcastle. There's already 5 teams that are better than them. And that's before you get to the big 6 or 7.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not just about how good the team is. It's also about how well they play together and how they can get a result. And this was before, but like my idea was the way they finished that season. I know they had a terrible preseason, but the way they finished the season,
their preseason whack.
I know, but the way they finished their season last year and what they were building on, I could see that they were doing a lot of work that you normally wouldn't see any of these bottom teams would follow on. And I liked a lot of what they did. They don't have many squad rotation. I think that's the problem with their squad is that, Zaha gets injured, they're stuffed. They've got no creative outlet after that.
They've got Easy E, baby.
Yeah, they got him. They also got Elise. If Elise comes well. But I think that they will make the 10. But my dark horse is Newcastle.
Your dark horse, yeah.
Your dark horse, Newcastle. Yeah, not bad. Well, where do you reckon they'll finish? Top 6.
I reckon they jump West Ham.
Yeah.
I agree.
I reckon 6, 7.
They'll make Conference League. West Ham will go to 8th.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. Only because Newcastle spend more money than West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, people will say, "Oh, you're just jumping on the bandwagon because they spend
Rightfully
money."
so.
Whatever. But you got to judge what you can see. Like, I can't see a Brighton or a Southampton.
Nah.
You know,
Brighton didn't sign anyone, did they?
Yeah.
Brighton,
yeah.
The Caicedo bloke.
Yeah. They signed in the midfielder.
Yeah, is that this year's signing? Or was that
I
last
can't.
year?
I think that was the end
they
of
lost
last
Cucurella.
year or something.
Yes, they did.
Cucurella. Is it Cucurella or is it Cusarella?
Honestly, I always thought it was Susarella. I think it's Cucurella or whatever.
I think it's Kookaburra, but it's alright.
Just fucking call him.
Good cricket bat. Good cricket bat.
Just call him Small Puyol.
Yeah, Small Puyol. My dark horse is Spurs.
Yeah, okay.
I think they'll finish second.
Yeah, see, I agree with you, but I generally reckon they can take the race to City. My opinion, like the way I looked at the ladder was City, Spurs, Liverpool.
So I still think City clear 90 points. I think they obviously
I don't think so.
double down.
I generally reckon now they got a number 9. Their whole aim is Champions League.
Yeah, but
and I think they are willing to throw some games. And I don't mean throw like, oh, we're just gonna lose this game on purpose. No, I mean that they're gonna play like youth players or they reserve team, whatever.
Well, they don't need. They've got enough players. They've got a second squad.
They've got 4 squads. That's not a problem. But I'm saying like I generally reckon that they will lose games or they'll drop points or whatever because they're resting players for Champions League, and I think that's their whole focus.
But I don't think this is the first season they focus on Champions League. I think they've done it for the last 7 years. They focused on it last year, and they.
I know, but I think now they got a number 9, and they outright have a number 9. I think they're going to try and baby him as much as they can.
But the thing is, with the Champions League, until Christmas, like Mahrez didn't play Premier League at all. He literally played Champions League. Yeah. And I don't think we can say that City are going to focus on Champions League because they've done that every other year. Even with their number 9, okay, maybe Haaland doesn't play every Premier League game. Yeah. But City have proven they can comfortably win the league without a 9.
Yeah, I think City won't play Haaland. I think they'll play Haaland every Premier League game. They won't play him in all the cups. I think they'll bench him for most of those cups.
Definitely. Yeah, especially with his injury prone and whatever else. And I think they'll play him in the tough Champions League. If they go whatever the groups aren't announced yet, are they? They're not pulled. No, not even
I
close.
think they're still doing some qualifications. And
You're right. They're still doing qualifications. But I don't think he'll even play. Like if it's like City against Sheriff or like City against like Besiktas, whatever it is. I don't think he plays.
Well, don't doubt Sheriff.
City against.
Don't doubt Sheriff.
Oh, because they bet Real.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? But if it's like City against Inter, then he would play. But yeah, I think he'd be very selective. Oh god, our biggest fans come in. Hey Susie. What was your dark horse, Jimmy?
I've gone outside the top 6, and I haven't gone Newcastle because I assume they're going to come 7th or 8th anyway. I've gone Brighton.
Yeah?
Brighton.
No, they did beat United. Yeah, it's a big start.
I think that like Newcastle, I think they can overtake West Ham.
Yep.
I think 8th is looking pretty good for them.
Yes, well, West Ham fall to 9th.
Yeah, even lower.
Yeah.
And I don't see West Ham doing the same things they were doing last year.
Did anyone actually put a bid in for Rice, or did everyone just consider him untouchable?
I don't see any bids for him.
But
I think it's a mistake for him.
Yeah, because I don't think, especially if same with Bowen. If West Ham finish lower, Bowen doesn't have as good of a season. Rice looks worse because he's not in a almost top, like not a European team. It's just going to drop the price of these blokes. Yeah. And then West Ham missed the boat. Declan Rice would still go for 60, 70, 80 million. Bowen would still go for 30 to 50. But Bowen, after last season, if they sold him this window, he would have gone for 67 million. And Rice was asking 120 mil.
Yeah.
I think they lose 30 mil on each player if they don't finish in Europe, which is like, yeah, hindsight's going to be a blessing. But especially when West Ham struggle to spend money as is, they bought some blokes in, but they're not bringing in, superstars to
they had a
push
good
them.
signing. I think it was just this morning.
Skamaka. Oh no, they signed that
PSG wingback, Kera, whatever.
Yeah.
Kira, I don't know.
Yeah, the German bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keraher or whatever he's.
Yeah, not a bad signing.
I said that in the most English way possible.
Yeah.
Keraher.
But when I was watching their games, I don't know. They seem to lack I don't know. It's a lot of creativity, I think, an end product.
They have too many CDMs, it feels like.
Yeah.
See, I feel like if United signed Rice, and I know we're not to come back to the
yeah.
United saga, but if United had signed Rice, they might have had an answer for that DM
So
role.
Rice
that
isn't even
problem.
a 6 anymore.
I understand, but
He's
he can
developed
play
into
it.
an 8. Oh,
He can play it. But that's
so
the
with
thing.
De Jong. He's not a 6.
Yeah,
so
but
even if
you're-
United signed him, we still have the double pivot issue.
But okay, so you've got the issue that De Jong doesn't want to. Well, the argument is either he doesn't want to go or they're not going to release him.
Whatever it is.
But Rice, in this case, I know he's a Chelsea boy at heart, and he'd like obviously to go to Chelsea.
Sancho was a Chelsea boy too.
Join the rest of his crew.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like if he was offered the United gig, I'm sure he'd take it.
Oh, so I don't know.
I don't know about United.
No, I don't know about United. I think Chelsea is probably the only club that could entice Rice. Otherwise, Rice is the captain of West Ham.
Rice wouldn't leave a Europa League team for another Europa League team.
That too. He'd want to actually progress his career.
If he's going to move anywhere, it'd be a
I think,
Champions League team.
yeah, okay.
I
If
can
he
see
was
him at City with
guaranteed
Calvin
to
Phillips.
start,
That would be ridiculous.
I guess if he was guaranteed to start and play and obviously like be the main CDM and stuff, it gives him a bit of a reason too as well because he's at United, you know, like it's Manchester United. Regardless, you know,
I think
I know
this
this
wearing
is
off.
I know this is Ferrari Formula One, but it's the same thing as what Carlos Sainz was saying. It's like it might be a mistake me going to Ferrari, but it's Ferrari.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what you say.
It's in the culture of the
it's
sport.
the big six. It does not matter.
Because, when Sainz signed for Ferrari weren't competitive.
No,
with
exactly.
constructors. They
But
were
it's the
six.
name behind it. It's like if you sign for
Yeah.
Manchester City now, it doesn't matter if you're going to play consistently like Alvarez signed,
Yeah.
or if you're going to play on from the bench, whatever. But you know you're going to a big club like
This will be
that.
part of
if
it.
if you can play half the season with them, like in terms of starting, you could essentially make and break your season there.
Yeah.
You could be the main player. You could be the worst player, but that's a risk you're willing to take. He's a young kid, probably doesn't want to risk that. I can understand.
Declan Rice, he seems like an absolute iron through and through these days. And I think the only team that entices him is Chelsea.
Yeah.
But then again, it would have to be...
For good
he
money.
would make sure West Ham got paid.
Yep.
He would make sure he got paid.
And make sure that he's actually got game time and he's not being a rotation player.
Especially coming to the World Cup, but I don't think...
Yeah.
But the
And
thing is,
that might have been another
if-
issue.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't want to risk going to... He wouldn't want to risk leaving his team not getting played somewhere else, especially going into the World Cup, because the the English midfield is quite competitive.
You got a lot of midfielders.
Calvin Phillips is back from injury too. Yeah, they've got heaps of midfielders.
Jeez.
Just sort of attack his...
They have no strikers. They got one striker who's
Kane.
probably washed, but anyway.
Yeah. What? He's probably washed. Kane. Arsenal fan here.
I
Surely-
thought you were about to jump on me for that
Surely
one.
Tammy Abraham makes the England team.
I don't understand. Him and Fico Tomori. Is it Fico? Fikayo?
Fikayo
Something
Tomori. Yeah.
I just don't understand how they get left out.
I think Abraham will make it for sure.
Yeah, you'd think so. Even Tomori, especially if, Harry Maguire is having
All
an
the way from
average
Melbourne
one.
Storm.
Especially if Maguire's having an average one going in. Surely he looks at Tomori and goes, why not give him a go?
Yeah.
Especially if he's playing well.
Yeah, what, are you going to bring in fucking Tyrone Mings
That's what I
again?
mean. You can't just bring a whole team based on, these guys did good the Euros. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
need,
that's
you
right.
need to pick on form.
That's a long
But
time
that's the
ago
whole-
now.
That's
80%
the
form,
whole Saka
20%
issue.
loyalty.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Like, Shaw shouldn't make this
Yep.
World Cup team.
No
No
chance.
chance.
Maguire.
Basaka, no chance.
Yeah.
Like, no, you gotta be mixing it up. Because Euros was that long ago now. It was a year ago.
Yeah.
It's a fucking long time in football. But yeah. So that's our Prem predictions. We would do other leagues, but to be honest,
Don't care. No.
don't care. Fuck doing breakout player in the French league, Mbappe. Who's gonna win the French league?
Breakout.
Mbappe.
That's why he won the Golden Ball last year.
He's going to go from world class to the worldest class. Bayern's on their way to win their 11th in a row.
Okay, I got a question. If we're not going to do that, I've got a question.
Okay.
Champions League final.
For fuck's sake. Real Madrid and whoever else shows up on the day.
Money bags, City and PSG.
Oh, the
Richest
big money
final
final.
in the world.
No, I think it's in Real Madrid's blood now to make of the final, and
I think City have the striker to push, and I think PSG don't choke like last year.
I think it'd be PSG Real Madrid final.
I have a left field here.
He's gonna
He's going to say fucking Ajax and Spurs.
From an Arsenal fan, come off it. I've got City and Bayern.
That's not really left field. That's
Well, it's
basic
left field
guess.
in terms of like we went for La Liga, Prem, La Liga Prem.
Yeah.
And I know Real Madrid have it, and obviously they can do it, but I don't know. I just think they're not going to get the rub of the luck this year.
I don't know about Bayern. No Lewandowski.
Yep.
I don't think Mane's a great player.
Mane's not Lewandowski though.
That void.
No, I think he's going to try and show how much Liverpool are going to miss out this year without him. And I think it's going to show, Bayern have signed all these young guns too. They signed Gravenberch, Musiala. They have
they've
been so good. And I think they will do, if they can keep it well and obviously win the league about 15 weeks early. I think they'll win the championship. They'll be in the final.
They can start their UCL preseason.
I'm actually hopeful that no Lewandowski, no party. I think this might be a tough year for.
I can see that too.
Who did Bayern sign at centre back? Oh, De Ligt.
Yeah.
That's
definitely not lit in there, but
that's
anyway.
a good replacement for Hummels and losing Nicholas Soul to Soul. Bayern look good still. They don't look as good as last season, I don't believe, even with their young signings and De Ligt going in. I think losing Lewandowski is fucking huge.
Yeah, they don't have that 73 goal a season.
Yeah. La Liga, I think Real Madrid win it again. I don't think Barca Barca's similar to United in the respect that there's still too many shit players in the club. Like, their peak is super high, but their bottom is bad.
I disagree now. I think Barca have better depth than Real Madrid right now.
Yeah, depth is sweet, but I mean, your floor is really... Barca's floor is really... I've got Pjanic, Busquets is looking old, Alaba's looking old.
Well, didn't
Busquets
just get red carded this week?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, what do you do? Like, elbow some guy in the first action?
Probably. PK still running around the squad. Like, there's Arujo. Like, Arujo's good. Obviously, you got Gavi.
They have a lot of good
De Jong,
players.
A lot of good players. Yeah. Ceiling's high as hell at Barca, but that floor is low.
But it's like these guys are starting to get washed. I can agree. Yeah. But at the same time, I'd still take them over like looking at Real Madrid's backups, like Vallejo, the centre back.
They've had Nacho Fernandez.
Nacho's still good. Like
the Nachos are still good.
Alaba, overrated centre back.
Nah, I think he's good. I think he's very good.
He's good. He doesn't. He's just there. Like, he doesn't do anything at centre back. He just sits there.
Does his job.
That's his job.
Does his job.
That's what I'm saying.
You can say that about Thiago Silva.
No, it's different.
He just stands there.
Alaba doesn't do anything that.
No, I can. There's very big difference between
centre-back position that
Silva
compared to any other player. Like,
but I mean, like, it's similar where they look like they're not doing much, but really they're just like.
But then people shit on PK for the same thing.
No, PK's slow now and just because PK's game wasn't standing back. He was in his prime. He was body everyone. Nah. You couldn't get near PK because he's just a big helicopter.
Alaba left back was different.
Gravy, that was prime Alaba.
Centre back, he's no better than.
I think
else
PK used to get carried by Puyol, but that's just my opinion. Hot take.
Nah, see, I think Puyol was vastly overrated. I think he was a good captain and he was a good player, but PK was when Barca were winning.
Are you saying that just because he was a United player?
Who, PK?
Yeah.
He said Puyol was no. I think when Barca were at their best, PK was the far better player. Puyol had a good head on him and he was a good team player, yeah, but like keeping your players focused only gets you that far.
He was insane.
No, he was good. He didn't win a trophy until he was 30.
One key injury for Real Madrid's forwards, and it's game over.
So I see that.
They have Vinny, Rodrigo, Benzema, Eden Hazard, lol.
That's what I mean,
they didn't have Gareth Bale anymore. Not that they ever played him, but that's not the point.
Jovic was asked, but he's gone back to Frankfurt.
Did they sign someone recently up front, didn't they? Madrid?
Oh, I'm not coming off the top of my head.
No, maybe not.
You're right.
No one of importance.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But Real Madrid could honestly field the shittest team, but it's just in their culture to win Champions League.
Yeah, it is.
Like, Ancelotti just needs to give him the eyebrow. Doesn't
matter how bad they're doing in the league either. Yeah. It's just like...
Doesn't matter how bad they're going, but Ancelotti just crosses his arms,
gives the cigar.
Gives them the eyebrow, and they just score.
Yep.
It is what it is. Are you looking up if they made a signing?
I know, obviously they got Rudiger, Chumania, if you say his name.
Yep.
I think they have definitely strengthened their back and their midfield.
Rudiger's
I think the issue is up front, like you said. One injury and they're stuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do have the best player in the world right now, Benzema, which goes a long way.
Yeah.
When he just goes, oh, we're winning this.
I don't think he repeats that this year, though.
Oh, no, probably not.
I think that's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of season.
But he's always been good. He's
always been good, but he just
peaked.
Turned into a ridiculous player.
Well, it's like Lewandowski, 2 or 3 years ago, where he's always been good, but has that 1 year where it's like, okay, he's untouchable. He's unplayable. Like, it's fine, but that's normal. We're accustomed to the Messi and Ronaldo, them being good for 6-7 years in a row. Yeah. This is normal. We're going back to normality, where there's good players having a breakout season, then they go back to their average.
Yeah. We've just been spoiled for the last 15 to... I'd say 15 years. For the last 15 years, we've been so spoiled with having arguably 2 of the best players of all time who challenge each other every year, and maybe not directly challenging each other, but they have records to break, and they've got things to do, and win multiple different trophies, whether it's for a team or individual. And I think now that they're sort of past it, I guess, if you want to put it in that terminology,
they're past it.
You have all these younger blokes or middle-aged blokes who are now showing that what normality was pre them.
That's right. It's very normal to have one really good year.
Yeah.
It's very normal. So, yeah, I agree. I don't think Benzema backs it up as the best player again, but he's not going to fall off the face of the earth. He was good before, he's going to be good now.
Yeah.
I think if City win the league and win the...
The dog just vomit? Or he burped?
Anyway, you got something to say, Zeus?
Back to usual proceedings.
Your opinion?
I think. Are you going to talk any more on top bins, mate?
Yeah, hold on. Wait, Zeus, sit. Zeus, sit. Speak. Speak. You're embarrassing me. Speak. Speak.
Oh, that's a fucking.
He's not a fan of the microphone at all.
He can hear like a bit of frequencies.
He was looking at the microphone, the head of the microphone. He's like, "Do I eat that?"
But then you could potentially say if City do win the league and they do win the Champions League and Haaland becomes a top goal scorer, you could say he's potentially going to be a Ballon d'Or winner for the following year. I mean, they're all ifs, buts.
It is very early to
potential, but again, we don't know. Benzema might become the top goal scorer of the La Liga again, and potentially might win the World Cup. We don't know.
True.
So because Haaland can't compete in the World Cup. So
will Benzema even make? I thought Benzema was out of the
No, they brought him back.
There was that drama before.
Yeah, with Valbuena. Right. With the whole sex tape that got released.
Oh yeah, that was like 10
that was
years ago.
Ages ago. Yeah. But yeah, they brought him back. He played at the in the qualifiers.
Scissors.
So yeah.
Yeah. So fuck. That's terrifying that he's back for France. Oh god. Anyway, yeah. I'm so gassed. Soccer's back.
Everything's back.
It's back, baby.
Just one more league to come back, and we're back, baby.
One more league, baby. We'll sneak it into next week because my opinion won't change. I was going to talk about the Australia Cup and how shit it is for A-League teams that they're playing now, but we'll chat about it next season. Next week. Next episode. Say next week, but next time I record, even. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up, boys?
Fuck Manly. Manly 13 plus. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Sports better. Do you think Manly are going to win this week?
Yeah. Yeah, Manly 13 plus.
No, they got a couple injuries.
I'm mourning.
Yeah, it's Manly 13 plus because usually that's what the line is these days.
Well, did you see the 13 plus betting when Manly came out with the gate, like the LGBTQT community?
Oh yeah,
thing?
and they're like 7
So they suspended the betting market when they played. I think it was the Roosters.
Yeah, because everyone was going Roosters.
Everyone was going the Roosters 13 plus,
and they didn't win 13 plus. I was like, oh man, that's so funny. Cop that. Did you put money on it?
Fuck no.
Yeah, fuck no. I'm not stupid. You did, didn't you?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay, good bloke. But anyway, we'll wrap it up for this week. Quality sesh, fellas. Another reminder: whatever you listen to us on, follow it, like it. Comment if you're on YouTube. I don't know what you want to comment.
Click that bell so you get the notifications.
Talk to us. Give us someone to talk to.
Engage with us, man. We want to talk to our audience.
Give us a topic you'd love to hear us discuss. Or if you don't agree with our predictions, like my Sancho prediction, just let me know how stupid and biased that is. I'd love to hear it.
Do you also think Harvey Elliott is just Tom Davies?
Yeah, Tom Davies in a better team. I'm sticking with that.
Unbelievable.
We're gonna go back to this app in 8 months' time when Harvey Elliott disappears.
No, Harvey Elliott's going to do well, but then we realised, Tom Davies is actually the best young player in the
Yeah,
it was written in front of us the whole time. We never
that's
knew.
what prediction was wrong. I was right. Harvey Elliott.
Right.
Harvey Elliott is a better.
Is the B-Tech version.
Is Tom Davies in a better team? True.
True.
Because Tom Davies just has a talent in a shit team. Like, I'd be shit too if I had fucking Allen passing me the ball.
Fucking
or Decore running through me.
Fuck you, Alan.
Oh, fuck you, Alan. Anyway, I'll wrap it up for this week. Share it to a mate, because if you love our voice, I'm sure someone else will. We'll check out on the count of 3. We're going to count up or down.
It's up to you. CEO tells us.
CEO making a executive decision here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you didn't say anything. What's wrong with you?
What are you going to
Ciao.
say, Zeus?
Speak.
Zeus, speak.
We got him.